Good morning again. Sawadee Ka. It's Sunday morning, May 16th, and it's about 9:40 a.m. local time. Just wanted to give you, obviously, an update since yesterday. Things have escalated. I'm sure you've seen it on CNN, or BBC, or MSNBC, or any of those stations that happen to have international coverage. There are no English language local Thai stations here, so we people who don't speak Thai have to rely on the newspapers and the obviously the cable TV networks. Anyway, the area that's involved is still relatively small, although it has expanded. The military has cordoned off the area where the red shirts are encamped. However, the supporters of the red shirts who are trying to resupply them are coming in behind the military, and therefore that's where a lot of the skirmishes are taking place. The food supply, water, etc., I think has been effectively cut off. One more note, there's no political commentary here. I'm a guest in the country. I don't take sides. There's probably right and wrong on both sides, and I'm not familiar enough with the Thai culture to speak for them. This is a Thai situation. A vast majority of the city is still relatively safe. There's good parts of the city that have plenty of things to do. I live over in the Soi Vijay area, Sum Vijay area, Ramagao, which is Rama 9, and it's near RCA, which is Royal City Avenue, which has a lot of things to do. There's hotels in the area, etc., etc. So if you're planning a trip to Bangkok or Thailand in general, I wouldn't dissuade you. However, it's obviously a personal decision as to what you do. Today's headline in the Bangkok Post, The Edge of Anarchy. And I believe one of the other newspapers had the word Civil War in their headline. There's two English language newspapers. As with any country, I'm sure they have their own editorial agenda. So I've been doing the Bangkok Post, and I think next week when I get back from Laos, I'll switch over to the Nation, which is the second English language newspaper here in Bangkok. The pictures are pretty much self-descriptive, but there is one thing as far as the Thai people. There was a poll taken according to the Bangkok Post, and it's views on the violence. And the first question is, do you agree with the military measures to contain the red shirt protest? 51% of the people surveyed who live in Bangkok agreed, and 40% disagreed. The second question was, how has the shooting of Army specialists, I went over this the other day, impacted the security situation? And 61% say it has escalated, which I would agree with, and 22% say it's remained the same. And the third question they ask is, do you agree with the cancellation of government's reconciliation roadmap? 42% agree and 39% disagree, so it's a pretty close call. The tourist areas down in Ratchaprasong and Siloam are ghost town. They are sections of town that are what they're calling live fire areas, and it's obviously highly suggested that people stay out of that area. The death toll up until last night on this current skirmish is I believe around 25, and a couple of hundred injured, and I expect that probably to continue. It appears that the powers to be are not going to back down this time. If you recall, on April 10th there was another skirmish, and somewhere around 22, 23 people were killed and 800 or more were injured. The government, after that initial push, both sides backed off, and that's where we became in this stalemate situation until Friday afternoon, when things obviously escalated virtually out of control. Most people are calling it urban warfare. The military is active in this, and again, it's not my opinion, but from what I'm led to believe, these military troops are young kids not trained in urban warfare. The problem is that the red shirts now no longer wear red shirts for the most part, and so they are commingling with the other members of the community, which makes the military job extremely difficult, because it's tie versus tie, and who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. So it creates for rather nervous situations. And there's a couple of articles in the paper on some of the troops that are just confused because they don't know who the bad guy is, if you want to use that term. Another headline on page 3 is Prime Minister vows no turning back, justifies the losses, and I don't know. It's just a statement of fact. I would expect it's going to continue for a while because I think this is a do-or-die situation, no pun intended, and they need to take control of the city again. It's getting too expensive, and it's probably inappropriate as things are going right now. It would be similar to a group who did not like a certain political party or a certain politician to take over Fifth Avenue and 57th Street in New York City and a 6 or 7 square block surrounding that area, or taking over Miracle Mile in Chicago, or High Street in London, or closing down the Autobahns in Germany. It's a similar situation, and I think governments in all of the countries that I mentioned need to maintain some semblance of order. The Thais are very patient people, and I think patience sometimes can get in the way of judgment, maybe. Again, no political commentary. I have been asked to clarify something that there's a male and a female way of saying things, and for example, Korp Kun Krap it would be a male saying thank you, and Korp Kun Ka would be a female saying thank you. So it's Sawadi Kop and Sawadi Ka, and it's a little sing-songing, probably more than I do right now. Anyway, I'm off to Laos tonight. I'll be back Friday morning about 8 a.m. local time, and next weekend I'll see where we are. You guys just keep an eye on CNN, BBC. They're doing a relatively good job, but the situation changes daily, and probably some of the stuff that I'm saying right now may be history already, because it's a very active, very volatile situation. So, Sawadi Kop, and hope to see you next week, and thanks for any of the comments, and take care. Bye-bye.